With Israel being a sub-nation, they don't often have anything that stands out. Yet, at 9.7, they have a certain strike aircraft that definitely stands out. The Ayit, or the A-4N, is a heavily modified American A-4 Skyhawk. It has a larger wings and way more powerful engines, allowing to carry way more ordnance, and upgraded avionics to allow to carry better ordnance. This allows you to carry weapons like the AGM-65 Maverick, the AGM-65 or AGM-62A ER, which is already carried on the American A4s. And then you also get access to bullpups, and then upgraded air-to-air missiles like the AIM-9D and the Sheffier 2, which is a modified AIM-9E. So really, the Ayit stands out to me personally because, like I said, it has the modified engines and the modified wings, which gives it way more power than what other A4s have, and you have the upgraded weaponry. Yes, you sit at a much higher battle rating in terms of ground RB and air RB, but you carry such better weapons that your plane really stands out. You also get some really good unguided ordnance. This includes the Zunis, and I believe up to 2,000, and I think maybe a 3,000 pound bomb if I remember correctly. But for the most part, what is going to work the best for you is your guided weaponry. And you also can carry a GBU-8, but it is carried on your middle pylon, which will sacrifice the 3 AGM-65s, so I don't necessarily ever suggest doing that. The AGM-65A is a downgraded version of the AGM-65B, but you still have the same success at closer ranges. You just don't have as far range capability, and you do tend to lose lock a little easier. But, if you know what you're doing, you can still use the missiles at longer ranges. They'll just not necessarily guide perfectly. So if you can find a still target that isn't necessarily moving as much, you can actually get it to guide. Other than that, closer ranges, you'll actually get the proper lock screen. And you can use it in either way. I personally haven't really used the Ayit much in ground RB, but I finally got Israeli ground to the BR that the A4N is at. I have played this thing quite a bit in squadron battles, which is indeed doing CAS missions in the same setting as ground RB, and playing it in air RB, so I'm very, well aware how good this thing really is. Now, if you're getting this thing for air-to-air, you do, like I said, have the AIM-9D and the Sheffier 2s. You also have your 20 mils. You can carry gun pods. Personally, I like to run 2 AIM-9Ds and 2 Sheffier 2s, and then the 20mm gun pod if you really, really want to. Now, another thing that makes this thing stand out significantly from the American Skyhawks, besides weaponry and the engine upgrades, is what you end up actually being able to fight. Now, at 9.7 in ground RB, you do have to go up against fairly more modern AA than what the American Skyhawks at 8.3 or 9.0 have to fight. But you do, the most difficult AA you're going to end up running against if you're running a 9.7 lineup, for me, has been the Strela. The Strela has been the most annoying thing to fight. I guess by technicality you could run into a Tunguska or a Twist 6. I haven't yet. But for the most part, you're running into the 9.3 ZSU 23 4M4. And you have enough countermeasures that you can pretty effectively, defend against those sort of weaponry. Whereas for the American Skyhawks, they lack the longer range weaponry, being the Mavericks. And they don't necessarily go up against the better AA, but they can still see the same identical AA as you. When you can get the A8 in a down tier, or even in an up tier, you have the longer range stand-up weapons that the other aircraft don't have. I do want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the A4N. Do you guys think it is one of those aircraft that is worth grinding for? Personally, I think it is a phenomenal aircraft. It made the whole grind of the Israeli air tree worth it. It's worth grinding their ground out to play it in ground RB. It is one of those planes that you'll very much enjoy, and won't regret grinding. It has a fun playstyle. Once you learn it, you'll actually fall in love with it. I do want to say, once the Americans get their upgraded Skyhawk as well, their A4M or whatever, it will definitely kind of fall into more obscurity because the A4M is a much better platform, or at least better, in terms of some of the weapons it carries than what the Ayit carries. The Ayit, again, being designated A4N if you want to do any of, Google and research on it. But other than that, it's a fun aircraft. I like what the Israelis did in the upgrade with it. I like the weapons it carries. I think it's fun to grind and get out and play with. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you guys are not already in the Discord, make sure to join the Discord that's linked down below in the description. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a later video.